All right, yo. This is the Drake ICEMAN album review. It's official album review. I see a lot of people online having mixed feelings about the album. Some people saying it's trash. Some people calling it a classic. I sat with it for a few days, listened to it a lot of times, and I feel like I'm qualified to be able to give a clear and honest review. I see a lot of people, a lot of people just not gonna like Drake. Some people just gonna hate Drake regardless, and some people are what they would call glazers. So they're gonna whatever Drake puts out is gonna be classic. So let's cut through the BS and let's get right into this album review. I sat down, took the time to go through this album and how I rate albums or how I rated this particular album. I rated each song from 1 to 5. And then at the end of the album, I didn't do a cumulative score. What I did a cumulative score first. And then I looked at the totality of the album and weighed it with subject matter, the theme of the album, how it all sounded, cohesiveness. And that's how I came up with my final total. So the first track is Make Them Cry. I gave that song a 5. I thought that was one of the best songs on the album. It's classic Drake getting to some deep thoughts and kind of expressing how he felt. And I thought that was a very good song. The next track was Dust, which I thought that was a good song also. I gave it a 4. The beat switch up was cool. He started out, he always picks great samples. That's one thing people don't give Drake credit for is his production. He always uses great samples that I haven't heard before, or they chop it up in a way that I haven't heard before. So I thought that was a great song. So this is a good start to an album. Whisper My Name. I gave that song a 4.5. I love that song. I love that sample. That's a great sample. And side note, this is a diss album. He's dissing somebody on every song. He went through a gauntlet of dissing people. Let me see. He dissed anybody you can name. He dissed Joe Budden. He dissed DeMar DeRozan. He dissed LeBron James. He dissed DJ Khaled, DJ Mustard, Dr. Dre, Travis Scott, Rick Ross, Pusha T and Pharrell, ASAP Rocky, Jay-Z, J. Cole. Of course, he got to get Kendrick. So he got Kendrick as well. Now, Whisper My Name, great song. I love that song. And I may do another video. I'll probably come back and do another video and break down all of the disses that he had because he dissed a lot of people. He was going at everybody. Okay. Janice, STFU. I gave that song a 4. I thought it was a good song. It was cool, but I gave it a 4. Now, Ran to Atlanta. He reunited with Future. He had Miley Santana on the song as well, which was interesting because Miley Santana is signed to Steven Victor, and Steven Victor is Pusha T's manager, which is, I don't know if that's like a how that works, or if Pusha is still involved with Steven Victor, or if they say, man, whatever, get the money, get the hoop, get the alley oop or whatever. But this song with Future, Ran to Atlanta, I didn't like the song. I would it wasn't it's I don't like the song. I don't want to compare it to classic Drake and Future, but I didn't like the song. I didn't like the instrumental. It started because the beat changed when Future came in, but it wasn't a good song to me. Um, I didn't care for the beat as much. Miley Santana, it's good for her. It's a good look. She did okay. Um, I'm not a huge fan of her, but whatever, it is what it is. The next track, Shebang. I thought Shebang was a good song. I gave it a 4. Now, the best song, or I would say one of the best songs on the album is "Make Them Pay," and "Make Them Pay" actually Make Them Pay actually has a beautiful sample. Denise Williams Free. A beautiful sample. This is probably the best track, at least the top 3 track on the album for me. And he was doing what Drake does, dissing. He was dissing. And one thing people don't acknowledge with Drake, he's one of the he disses people more than anybody. He disses more than he disses people a lot. He's always dissing people. Subliminals. He was more straightforward in this album. He was calling names and saying names, and you didn't have to decode a lot of stuff with this particular album. But I thought this song, I gave it a 5. It's one of the best tracks, standout tracks on the album for me. Burning Bridges. I gave that track a 4, and he was getting that ASAP Rocky, and I think that's the one where he had wait a minute, let me see. So I would love to play the songs, but I'm not trying to get clipped. Let me see. I put you niggas through the ringer. You getting bodied by a singing nigga. Yeah. Yeah, he was saying your baby mama didn't even post your album, ain't even post your single. So he getting that ASAP Rocky. More that's more beefing over chicks. What do you expect from Drake? That's what he gonna beef over a chick. But I gave that song a 4. Uh, and I like that song. That's a good song. The National Treasures. I gave that song a 4. I thought that was a very good song. Um, and the beat, I mean, I can't say the production, all of Drake's production is always A1. You know what I mean? The next track, Bees on the Table with 21 Savage. 21 didn't have a verse. He was kind of on the hook. And it was a good song. I gave that song a 4. And the song that we've had the most, the longest, is What Did I Miss? Which is a decent song. I gave that song a 4. Now we getting into what an album where I started not caring for a lot of the songs. He too hard for the radio. I didn't care for it. It's like he was trying to do a West Coast bop, and he was throwing shots at Kendrick and saying he's showing him how to do the West Coast sound. And I guess some people from the Bay said he was taking some Mac Dre kind of bop. And I think some of the lyrics, it was another rapper. He made a song with the same lyrics, and Drake kind of took his lyrics. But I didn't care for the song. I didn't care for it. It wasn't that good of a song, to be honest. But then we get to Make Them Remember, and I thought I gave that song a 4.5. These are the songs where he's like getting into like the rapping bag and he's addressing stuff. I like that. I like that. But I gave that song a 4.5. Now, Little Birdie, I didn't care for that song. This is what another low point of the song of the album. Little Birdie. Didn't care for it. Don't Worry. I didn't care for it. I gave Little Birdie a 3, and I gave Don't Worry a 3. I didn't care for those songs. But then we get to Firm Friends, and I thought that was a very good song. And I gave that song a 5. I thought that was a great song. It's some of Drake's best work. I think, and I'm not critiquing the bars right now, because there are some bars that are some of the punchlines that he used. I see a lot of some of the people that are battle rappers. They kind of like some of the stuff, but he can see he's doing a lot of the battle rap stuff. But some of that stuff, some of those metaphors and punchlines kind of be simple when you're saying like this and like that. Like, I don't like that. When every punch is I'll be like, or I'm kind of like. And he had one line that was like something about uh, I'm some the ink. I'm like a squid. Like, I hate that. Like, I hate that. Like, I hate the like thing. I think you could do it more clever. To just be like something. You know what I mean? Because that's not lyrical to me. That's just you trying to force a punch to me. You know what I mean? Or trying to be clever. I don't like that. but I gave Firm Friends a 5. I thought that was a great song. And then we get to the last song, Make Them Know. I thought that was a very good song. I gave it a 4. Now, the overall feel complexity of the album is dark, cold, he's angry, and he seemed like a sore loser. And I'll be honest, I like a lot of these songs, but it's like a hard listen, pause, just kind of hearing him crying about relationships and these guys he met and as being famous, the NBA guys and the other rappers, and how he feels betrayed because of a battle. Like, man, you got into the battle and you had a lot of bravado with that battle, and you poked the bear, and you told Kendrick to drop. Nah, you ain't getting out of this one. We gonna go, and you went low first, and then Kendrick, he went to hell on you, and then he won unanimously. The fans chose, and you started suing, and now you're angry and upset with everybody because I don't know if you wanted people to jump in with you or whatever it was. I know people, fancy this 20v1 or whatever the case. Listen, man, everybody that had a beef, whether it was Nas when he was beefing with Jay, he had the whole Rockefeller dissing him. The whole Rock was dissing him. When Jay was beefing with Nas, he had QB dissing him. Back to Nas, when Nas was beefing with Jay, he had Jay, Benny Siegel, the Young Guns, the whole state property dissing him. Then he had the guys out of Queens dissing him, Nature, Prodigy, all dissing him. Cormega, he's getting dissed with everybody. He dissing everybody. He handling everybody. So this 20v1, these is and the guys that was dissing Drake, he was getting dissed by ASAP Rocky, who he just did like a hook and a verse, and then you had The Weeknd like a singer. So it's like a 20v1. Like, man, please. And Future didn't diss him. Future didn't say anything about him. So he was dealing with Rick Ross. He dissed Rick Ross first, and then Rick Ross put out a track the next day. So, and then Kanye jumped out of there, but Kanye not a rapper for real. Those not guys that could get you out of here that you might have to really deal with. Nas really had to deal with Prodigy. He had to deal with Cormega. He had to deal with Nature. He had to deal with Jay-Z. He had to deal with Benny Siegel, Memphis Bleak, the Young Guns, the rest of the state property dissing them. Those are real rappers. Those are guys that could really lyrically get you out of here. Like, we hearing this guy crying about The Weeknd. Like, man, it's an R&B dude. Like, man, please. Rick Ross, he semi-retired. You dissed him first. So he put out a response. Like, and we like, 20v1, man, please. Like, they trying to make it like the deck was stacked against everybody. Be having a bunch of people dissing them when they get into it. When 50 was beefing with Ja, he had the whole Murder Inc. dissing him. And vice versa. Ja had the whole G Unit getting at him. And they had the momentum. They always getting at him. Eminem dissed them. So it was this 20v1 with R&B dudes and people that don't rap for real. Like, and we giving them, like, we acting like, oh my God, they all just getting at Drake. Man, please. Like, stop it. Like, this hip hop, man. Like, you got to go for what you know. And he could have ignored it. He didn't want to. He continued, and he antagonized, and he pushed forward. He lost the battle. Then he wanted to sue, and everybody is saying, well, he's suing the label. Well, the premise of the lawsuit is because of the battle, brother. And you got Kendrick all in the paperwork. And you claiming that they bought it for him and they did this and they let him promote you being a PDF, which, it's hip hop, man. People say a lot of stuff about people in rap and music in general. It's art. You can't police the art. Like, you said stuff about his kid and his wife. Like, you could have, Dave Free could have put a lawsuit against you then if that was the case, with defamation, saying that he was really the father of the kid. Like, it's super disrespectful. You know what I mean? So That's super disrespectful. But it's a battle. So it's hip hop rules. If you win the battle, you get to raise your hand like he did with he won some battles, but it's like when he loses the battles, now he's mortal enemies with guys. Like he's still angry with Pusha T. Like he want to fight him. He mad. He claims he was mad because he said something about 40. Man, please. But whatever the case is, that's enough about that. But it's a whole diss album. So the whole feeling, the complexity of the album is kind of, it's kind of dark, and it's like, will I want to come back to sit through this full like album of him upset with guys? It's a good album. It's a good album, but in totality, first of all, it's too many songs. 18 songs is way too many songs. I don't want to sit and listen. I don't want 18 songs, bro. Like you could have 12, 14 max. It's a lot of these couple of these songs you could have kept. Don't Worry, Little Birdie, Too Hard for the Radio. They could have stayed off the album. Make it 15 songs. We didn't necessarily need Plot Twist. That song, I give you that one because it's been out a year. Oh no, what did I miss? We didn't really need that song, but we'll let it. That could have been a bonus track, but we should have brought this album down to no more than 13, 14 songs. A couple of these songs we didn't really need, to be honest. Like the Ran to Atlanta, I felt like that was forced because you just wanted to, mock Kendrick. Kendrick, I guess you were mocking him, and then you wanted to do a song with Future. If you're gonna do a song with Future, man, it got to be the one. To me, that one, the one. It wasn't that good. And the Miley Santana, I guess you wanted to, mess with Pusha and with Pusha and Pharrell, and because she signed with Steven Victor. But other than that, I give this album in totality, if we on a scale 1 to 5, I give it a 3.5 out of 5, which is good. That's a good album. In the Source back in the day, when you got 5 mics, that was a classic. 4.5 is almost a classic. 4 is a very good album. 3.5 is a good album, or it's a good album. And I think 3 was average, but 3.5 is a good album. It's a good album, and I give it it's a good album. It's not great. It's not very good to me. It's good. It's got a lot of fluff on it, a lot of fat. It could have been shorter, pause, and more concise and straight to the point, and it would have been. So I give the Iceman album a 3.5. Thought it's a good album. He came back with it's a decent comeback. He's 17 years in the game now. It's a long time, a long time. Still got a lot of attention on him. And, I think with the release of all 3 albums, people are saying he got out of the contract. So we'll see if he can come back with something else, and when he'll come back with something else. He put a lot into this album, until this rollout. He actually did a rollout. He normally doesn't do a rollout. He did all these episodes. He flew a lot of people in. He got all the streamers and, promoted the release of the album. So he put a lot into this project, or to these projects, into this release. So we'll see what happens next with his next release, if he's going to be independent moving forward. So that's the end of the review. Georgia World, more real ones know. Iceman, 3.5 out of 5. That's the review. Real ones know. We out. Now we way up. Count it up to the day up. Real ones never change up. We just stack it, get our weight up. Yeah. Real ones know, yeah.